This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, guests from around the globe attend the opening of a new $240 million milk plant near Gore. Lipstick. Nearly every woman has it, but no one has their name to it quite like one Dunedin woman. And a bomb detector dog and his handler put Queenstown on the map in a national competition. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Holly Buchanan. Guests from around the globe have attended the opening of the $240 million Mataura Valley milk plant near Gore. Funded by Chinese investment, the new factory employs almost 80 staff from around the area and is set to be a major economic boost for the region.
Built at a cost of almost $250 million, the Mataura Milk Valley plant is forecast to pour around $90 million into the South's economy each year. The factory's major shareholder is the China Animal Husbandry Group. Minister of Agriculture Damien O'Connor says the overseas investment is typical of the partnership between China and New Zealand.
A partnership between, on one hand, a country that is very, very big, has huge amounts of money and has a lot of people, and a small country down the bottom of the Pacific.
He says New Zealand's dairy exports have been successful because the industry has integrity.
And one of the reasons that China keeps knocking on our door, and companies like the ones we have here keep knocking on our door and wanting to do partnership deals with us, is because we have integrity, we have production systems that you can trust, and when we aspire to produce the finest protein for the world's most discerning customers, then those people know that we can do it.
O'Connor adds the new plant is an example of kaitiakitanga and manakitanga.
Kaitiakitanga is about appreciating and preserving our resources and utilising them wisely. Manakitanga is about sharing, not just being hospitable and being host to tourists, but actually sharing some of the values that we have.
The plant already has a full complement of 78 staff and 27 farmer suppliers, with more farmers lining up to supply next year. At the peak of the processing season, it will be operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. In Gore, for The South Today.
Another significant rainfall has led to further erosion of an already major slip on the Newcastle track near Luggett. A large washout on the track first happened after a major rain event in May, leaving a large debris fan flowing into the Clutha River and a gaping gully in the cliff face. A new track over debris had been formed and signs of caution erected by the Department of Conservation. But this week's rain has caused further slippage, covering the track once more. Dog workers are clearing and reforming parts of the track and say the track remains open despite the erosion. Lipstick. Nearly every woman in New Zealand has it in her handbag, but no one has their name written on it like Rachel Cox of Dunedin. Unexpectedly, the 18-year-old University of Otago student has a shade of Karen Morel lipstick named after her, simply called Rachel's Lipstick. This all happened after she applied to the Make-A-Wish Foundation to see a makeup factory.
Trying on a lipstick with her name on it, Otago student Rachel Cox has chosen this shade as being the one best suited to her.
I love purple lipstick especially, and I think this is kind of a very, for me, an everyday colour, and I think a sort of purple that it will be really flattering and something everyone can wear.
Born with cystic fibrosis, she received a Make-A-Wish visit to the Karen Morel lipstick factory in Melbourne. While there, she chose a colour which has now become a limited edition lipstick, with profits going directly to the Make-A-Wish Foundation and Cystic Fibrosis New Zealand.
It's pretty amazing, you know, it's quite like honouring, like, oh my gosh, me? You know, a lipstick that, first off to me, in some ways I feel completely undeserving, but the fact that, you know, the profits from it will go to charity is amazing.
Her personal fight against cystic fibrosis is an endless cycle of medications and nebulizers, and one which most sufferers lose by their mid-30s.
you know, that's a lot. So I work really hard to try and maintain my health, so I will hopefully have a long life, but the reality is I may not.
And despite having a lipstick in her name, she says it's not quite the same as being Claudia Schiffer.
So, you know, it's not as if people recognise me in the streets, which would be flattering yet alarming, I think.
A run of 2,000 Rachel's lipsticks were initially manufactured, but they sold so quickly, another run is now being made. In Dunedin, for the South Today.
Sodden ground in the south could be in for another inundation, with Met Service saying there's a high likelihood of heavy rain on Sunday. Water levels have subsided in the city after heavy flooding earlier this week, with contractors continuing to deal with issues caused by the weather. There's a severe weather watch in place for the south of the South Island early next week, and rain is forecast for Sunday. The heaviest falls are expected in the hills north of Dunedin, but the city is also likely to see some rainfall. Bomb detector dog Toby and his handler Andrew Buchanan have put Queenstown on the map with their success in a national competition to find the country's top sniffer dogs. The Queenstown-based pair entered the National Police Patrol and Detector Dog Championships earlier this year to challenge other explosive detection duos from across the country.
They may have been underdogs going into the competition, but bomb detector dog Toby and his handler Andrew Buchanan have seemingly come from nowhere to clinch second place in a competition to find the country's top sniffer dogs. Buchanan's competed in the competition twice before with other canines, but says Toby's got some X factor.
Toby's a young dog. For him to go on that young, it's quite a lot of people quite surprised of how well we did, and I can see a lot of potential in him, and we can only get better and better.
The pair were one of 23 teams from across New Zealand competing in 3 different categories: police patrol, narcotic detector and explosive detector. Buchanan says finishing runner-up at the Upper Hutt event is one of the highlights of his year.
I mean, coming second is great. I mean, you get thrown into it, there's so much stress. It's a week of just full-on searches that you're with the top, the best in New Zealand.
Toby's a 3-year-old German short-haired pointer and Labrador cross. Together with Buchanan, they carry out aviation security at Queenstown Airport. And with the resort's visitor population on the rise and increasing flight numbers at Queenstown Airport, their work's becoming more important.
International flights are really taking off here in Queenstown because obviously people want to come to Queenstown, and we didn't have a dog section here. So initially there was 2 of us that got down here, and now we've gone to six dogs, which just shows how much Queenstown is getting bigger and bigger.
And that growth has seen 3 new recruits join the team as the resort continues to attract people from all parts of the globe. In Queenstown, the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, school pupils impress audiences at an annual cultural festival in Ashburton yesterday. While further south, dozens of schools get involved in a revitalised Orange Parade, acknowledging their services to road safety.
It's always really satisfying when a customer comes back after doing a purchase of outdoor furniture and knowing that we've got it done right.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Spring is here and it's time to get in the garden. Ready Lawn will take care of your lawn needs, making lawn care a snap. They will install the perfect lawn while you plant your favourite flowers and vegetables. Call Ready Lawn today so you can enjoy the coming season.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274. petrol prices getting you down? Keep the smile on your dial with an e-bike grin from Electrify NZ on Cumberland Street. For an average $2,000 savings per year, why wouldn't you? Book a test ride today.
Get on down to Alex Campbell Menswear for the November shirt sale. That's buy one shirt, get one free. You heard right. Buy one shirt, get one free to the same or lesser value. That's the November shirt sale only on at
Alex Campbell Menswear. It fits.
It's that time of year. It's time to get into the garden, and it's time to get your weed eater. Down here at the Power Garden Department at Andersons Bay Road, this year it's all about the cordless weed eater. Come down and see us at Mighty 10 Mega and we'll help you get it done right.
At Green Island Medical Centre, we are committed in caring for our future and present generations. We know as a young person, coming to the doctors can be quite daunting. Our highly skilled doctors and nurses will make your experience one where you will leave with a smile. Your health is very important to us.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Welcome back. Organisers of tomorrow's South Otago AMP show in Balclutha have opted for a plan B following this week's wet weather. Secretary Heather Dudfield says the show will go ahead under a different format. There'll be no horses, goats, sheep, alpacas or cattle on display, and other outside events will be moved inside. Tonight's events have also been cancelled. She says the grounds are very wet and they don't want to damage them for other future events in the community. The show favourites will remain, however, including the show queens. There was song, dance, colour and some impressive performances at an annual school cultural festival in Ashburton yesterday. The Hakateri Festival is a chance for schools to perform and celebrate cultures. 11 school kapahaka groups plus a mixed cultural group from Netherby School took to the stage with well-rehearsed moves and songs. The 2-hour showcase saw each group getting a 10-minute spot on stage. The Hakateri Festival is run by the Te Hukutai Trust and receives a grant from Advance Ashburton. Hundreds of children from nearly 30 Dunedin and Clutha schools have taken part in a revitalised Orange Parade. The event, which thanks children for their services on road patrols, was scaled down in recent years. But the parade is back, bringing smiles to many.
Hundreds of pupils from across the southern region marched along George Street to the Octagon. They're all Road Patrol volunteers who have helped fellow classmates get safely to and from school over the year. Senior Constable Jeanette Parcell says it's nice to have a parade again after some barriers got in the way.
And we've finally got our parade back, so it's all good. We missed it. We just because of OSH changing traffic management, it just sort of caught us by surprise, so funding was a little bit scarce. But now we've got it, so it's all good.
Dunedin City Councillor Jim O'Malley congratulated the group, calling out each school, including Wakarī Primary, the first school in the country to have a road patrol.
Wakarī!
School traffic safety teams started in Dunedin at Wakarī 87 years ago, and the initiative is now nationwide, with kids and teachers out in all weather.
They come out rain, hail, snow, no matter the weather, they are here and they are dedicated.
Both police and teachers agree the children and helpers provide an essential service.
Oh look, for parents' side of things and also for New Zealand Police, just to get those school children across the road safely. So having them in their bright colours and their signs and sort of controlling that traffic means a lot.
Our young people here have done an amazing job all year. They support our young tamariki getting across the road. They make sure they're safe and they do it with style.
And as for the road patrollers themselves, they're enjoying letting their hair down and are happy to help their classmates during the year.
Getting out there, doing safety, and so nobody can get killed in there. I think it's really good, so because if people cross and they get hit with a car, we can't do anything to stop it. So I think that's why road patrol's good. I think it's good because you help the community get across the road and the little kids at school.
Don't get across the road safely, then that means they'll get run over and they won't go to school and be educated. If road patrollers aren't here, then their kids won't get across safely, but road patrollers do the best to keep them from going to school.
It means a lot, so we can just go to the pools and chill out at the end. Yeah.
Next stop for the kids is a swim and a barbecue up at Moana Pool. In Dunedin, the South Today.
And still to come on the South Today, it was a day in history in Queenstown with a whopping 82 new citizens welcomed. And the future of cricket in Wanaka looks bright. More details after the break.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garrador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren, his Garrador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
Active interior designer Mornington are the curtain and blind experts. The team can even advise you on outdoor products and will ensure that everything is perfect. For interior design with flair, call Active to book your free in-home consultation or call into the showroom in Mornington.
I just like it. It's something that you can see the fruits of your own labour. You put it right now, you don't have as much to do at Christmas. You come see me, Derek, in the garden department, and then we get it done right.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
At Green Island Medical Centre, we are committed in caring for our future and present generations. We know as a young person, coming to the doctors can be quite daunting. Our highly skilled doctors and nurses will make your experience one where you will leave with a smile. Your health is very important to us.
Hello, it's Jeremy down here at Mighty 10 Mega in Andersons Bay. We've got 35 different lawnmowers down in our power garden department. We've got ride-on mowers, petrol mowers, battery operated mowers, push mowers. Did you know we've even got a robot, a little robot lawnmower that pops out during the day when you're at work or play. It'll pop out and mow your lawn. So come down and see me, Jeremy, down in the power garden department at Mighty 10 Mega in Andersons Bay Road, where we'll help you get it done right first time.
Get on down to Alex Campbell Menswear for the November shirt sale. That's buy one shirt, get one free. You heard right. Buy one shirt, get one free to the same or lesser value. That's the November shirt sale only on at
Alex Campbell Menswear. It fits.
Petrol prices getting you down? Keep the smile on your dial with an e-bike grin from Electrify NZ on Cumberland Street. For an average $2,000 savings per year, why wouldn't you? Book a test ride today.
Welcome back. It was a day for the history books. The Queenstown Lakes has welcomed 82 new citizens, the largest ceremony to date in the district.
Te kuini o Aotearoa, me ona uri ake, me ona whakakapi AI.
The ceremony included 2 UK women who became the first in the resort to give their affirmation in Te Reo Māori. Alice Conway and Claire Evans read the affirmation together, having spent several weeks practicing. They were acknowledged soon after by their fellow Māori language students who did a waiata tautoko for them during the ceremony. They were joined by 80 other new citizens for the ceremony, the largest of its kind in Queenstown's history. During the ceremony, Queenstown Lakes Mayor Jim Bolt told the new citizens he wished them every joy and success in their new lives in Aotearoa. The future of cricket in Wanaka looks bright. This season marks the first in more than a decade that a team of Mount aspiring college pupils has entered the Central Otago Men's Senior Reserve competition. And while it may be the learning curve, they're aiming for the top.
A swing and a miss. Young cricketers from the Luggett Albion Colts attempting to refine their technique ahead of their next match in the Central Otago Men's Senior Reserve competition. It's the first time in more than a decade a team made up entirely of students from Mount Aspiring College has had a team playing in the grade. Captain Sam Teal's already played a couple of seasons in reserves and says it's a big step up.
Boys bowl quicker, hit harder. You have to be a lot more accurate with your bowling, especially, and because anything down leg just get hit. And then batting wise, you can't go there and swing, you have to bat deep. Definitely play a more controlled innings.
So far they've had a win and a loss to start the season, but the skipper's making sure they're working hard to be a competitive side and not just make up the numbers.
So we've been training for a month and a bit now, so just really trying to get to them, because they haven't played reserve before, just me, so just trying to get to them that it is a step up, you need to train, you need to improve.
The team's made up entirely of 15 and 16-year-olds who've been playing together for the last 10 years, but Teal admits they're still finding their feet at this level.
This is more of a learning year, so next year, I think next year is going to be our year where we try and take out competitions and that, but just understanding our game this year, what we're strong at, what we're weaker at.
And they're keen to bounce back after a big loss to Maniatoto last week when they take on Omakau this weekend in Wanaka the South today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Guests from all around the globe have attended the opening of the $240 million Mataura Valley milk plant near Gore. Lipstick. Nearly every woman has one in her handbag, but no one has their name written on it like Rachel Cox of Dunedin. And bomb detector dog Toby and his handler Andrew Buchanan have put Queenstown on the map with their success in a national competition to find the country's top sniffer dogs. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Craig.
Good evening. Yeah, we've got an interesting story about the University of Otago planning to develop 2 new halls of residence for students. Each of around 350 beds. University's not saying it much at the moment, but mention of the developments was made in the Mural Task Force document, which was released earlier this week. Kind of in response to, I guess, the growing demands for halls of residence accommodation. They've got waiting lists in all of their halls at the moment. And also the Te Rangiharoa College looks like it may have to be demolished as part of the hospital rebuild as well and created elsewhere. So yeah, lots going on that front. We've got a bit of an in-depth piece looking at the Dunedin waterfront development as well. Chris Morris has a chat with Damien van Brandenburg and Ian Taylor as well.
That'd be interesting.
The men behind it. Yeah, a lot of interesting. It's not just about developing the waterfront area, but also providing an environmentally friendly area as well. So yeah, quite worth a read. Got a wrap of the weather as well. Ophir today under flood threats. We talked to Maniatoto farmers who are pretty excited. They're saying their paddocks are as green as they've been since the 1970s at this time of the year.
Silver lining.
Yeah, exactly. Some good news out of that.
Yeah.
And the weekend mix as well for a Saturday. An interesting story with a former ODT sub-editor, Gordon Brown, who retired earlier this year, I think it was, and headed off to Thailand. Fell off a bicycle in Bangkok and fractured his vertebrae, and yeah, he met with some interesting response from some tourists over there when he went searching for help, and yeah, it didn't end up very well for him. Luckily he's back on deck now, but yeah, well worth a read as well.
Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you.
And time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Starting with today's city view of a contractor cleaning a water feature in Dunedin's Octagon. Looking at the situation, mild north to northeasterly airflow will remain for several days, swirling around a depression in the Tasman Sea. Expect plenty of cloud and breezy wind with some scattered rain at times. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect scattered showers and a high of 19 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson is also a bit damp and 19. Blenheim, you might have the odd shower, looking at a high of 18. To wet weather in Canterbury, another showery day for Kaikoura with a top of 17 degrees. Damp weather for Ashburton and 15, while Christchurch rain and looking at a high of 16 degrees. Not a bad day for the southern towns. Catlins, Balclutha, Gore and Lumsden, fresh northeasterlies, cloudy and a high of 14 to 16 degrees. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes area, moderate northerlies and rain are expected for Wanaka, Alexandra and Queenstown, all looking at 13-degree highs, while Te Anau, you're the pick of the bunch on 16 with high cloud. Looking at the northern towns, Timaru and Oamaru, fresh northeasterlies, rain later and 14 degrees. Twizel and Amarama are both looking at moderate northerlies, rain and just 13. And in Dunedin, cloudy tonight with northeasterlies and an overnight low of 11. Overcast tomorrow with drizzle patches at times, but heavier rain developing tomorrow night. Fresh breezy cool northeast winds, a high of 14. Rain clearing Sunday morning but remaining cloudy and cool with fresh breezy northeasterlies and a high of 14. And in Invercargill, mostly fine with thick high cloud tomorrow, but some spits of rain possible from evening. Moderate mild northeasterly winds, a high of 18. Mild with high cloud and moderate northeasterlies on Sunday, looking at a high of 16 degrees. And that wraps up our news for this Friday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online and follow us at odt.co.nz and channel 39.co.nz, as well as on Facebook and YouTube. Leaving you now to a montage of images from this week's flooding, which isolated the township of Henley and caused widespread damage.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.